is not a drug. I used to suck dick for coke.
I seen him.
Now that's an addiction, man. You ever suck some dick for marijuana? Huh?
No, I can't say I have.
I didn't think so.
Boo this man.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies.
Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies for Nerds New Bullying. Your host Leroy, aka they call me Mr. Tibbs. With my co-hosts.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka Prisoner 655321.
I'm pretty sure that's code for something. Oh, let me get you back here. I'm pretty sure that's code for something. What's the code for?
That's Alex's prison number in Clockwork Orange. I'm going deep.
Going deep. Okay, that's film, but that's cinema. That's cinema right there. We know nothing about
Or
that.
literature. Classic.
Oh, even going back for. Yeah, and we're back with another episode, and yeah, this is like our third episode in like 7 days.
You're welcome, y'all. We're pulling,
working,
yeah.
We're working overtime. Yeah. We're pulling in overtime, and we appreciate everybody because that last episode we did was like highly rated. We had on some new guests. We had Gomer, like I said, Gomer's a mainstay on this podcast. Bring him on whenever we need a pinch hitter. We had a new guest on here, Remy. Appreciate Remy coming on. Facebook, Eli, I was looking at the numbers. That's probably like our highest rated stream on, highest viewed stream on Facebook so far. So appreciate everybody that was listening to that. So yeah. Shout out to Frankie and Fat T. They was actually on the other feed commenting, and I didn't miss it. And I was going to look at the whole time. I was like, where are the comments? You know, they were on the other feed that we weren't checking. So that's our bad. Nobody ever comments this. We never check it. So we'll check it. We'll monitor it next time. So yeah, but until then, we're just gonna go forward with that one. Got a full show for you this time, but we just want to start with something else. I do want to tell everybody that this show is not sponsored by Taco Bell, but we're gonna talk about Taco Bell anyway. Because Eli, have you been keeping up with all the Taco Bell stuff that has been going on?
I heard, yes, Taco Bell is getting into the streaming service or something, the subscription service.
You actually jumping the gun, but I'm glad you brought it up because yes, they are getting to the streaming, but that's not the big deal. That's not the thing everybody's going crazy over right now. The thing everybody's going crazy over right now is that they sell chicken wings now.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, so why are they selling chicken wings? I don't know why they're selling chicken wings. There is a chicken wing shortage right now. Matter of fact, the national fast food restaurant called Wingstop, they're so low on wings, had to change the name to Thigh Stop. That happened like in 2021.
Didn't know that either.
Yeah, so you can't get wings, but a place called Taco Bell that don't sell chicken is selling chicken wings. Meanwhile, I haven't seen a squirrel like in 2 weeks. So
it is wintertime.
You're right. Yeah. I'm just coincidence? I don't know. Conspiracy theory in me. You know, I'm gonna go there. But yeah, we can talk about that. So is it real chicken in these chicken wings? Probably not. But we can. Are there McRibs at McDonald's? Not a single rib. Not even meat in there, to be honest with you. Go to Subway or the tuna sandwich. There's no fish in that. They already got there. So we can keep going down this rabbit hole if we want to go down there. But Eli, let's go back to
it's called meat product.
It's called meat substitute or whatever you want to call it. But let's go back to what you were talking about because you were talking about, I was talking about the chicken wings. You were talking about the Tacos Lover Pass, their subscription service that they have. Yes, Taco Bell has a subscription service. So if you're eating chicken wings from Taco Bell and you have a Netflix level subscription service to Taco Bell, I'm not judging anybody. Like I said, we're grown men and talk about comics all day, not judging anybody, but you might need an intervention. You might be doing too much at Taco Bell if you have going on with that. But Eli, it all brings me back to what I was saying, what I said on an earlier podcast. They predicted this 20 years ago.
Oh, that's right. On something.
Demolition Man. Demolition Man
right.
predicted this. They predicted that there was going to be a restaurant food wars that Taco Bell was going to win, wipe out all the competition, and it was going to make Taco Bell like this high restaurant where you have to like have a subscription, like, oh, I'm gonna take my girl out on a date, or we're going to Taco Bell. You know, that's what Taco Bell is going on now. So if they're jumping into the subscription game and it takes off, that's going to give them a leg up over everybody. McDonald's, Burger King, Church's Chicken, whatever you want, they're all going to be a blockbuster. Nobody's gonna eat them anymore. It's gonna be just Taco Bell.
Well, they ain't gonna win. They keep getting rid of all the good shit.
Right.
Because I mean, I'm already a bigger fan of Taco John's. I prefer Taco John's to Taco Bell, but Taco Bell's been getting rid of all my favorite, the 7-layer burrito, the shredded chicken burrito, like all the shit that I used to get from Taco Bell. They don't sell anymore. I just heard that they're gonna bring back the Mexican pizza. That hasn't been on the menu in a while either.
What do you need a Mexican pizza for when you got chicken wings? I mean,
yeah, but they got chicken wings. I didn't even hear about that, but
yeah. The chicken. The line is around the block with chicken wings right now. I'm not. Remember how when we did the chicken sandwich with Popeyes? I am not doing that with Taco Bell. I am not going to stand in line and get chicken wings from Popeyes. I didn't do it with their breakfast. They serve breakfast too. Who the hell eats breakfast at Taco Bell? No, Taco Bell.
Oh yeah, I know they eat. The breakfast burritos. Those are common everywhere. You're not a taco guy, I can tell.
I eat tacos in regulations. I know I eat my fair share of tacos.
I saw that taco.
I'm your guy.
The taco truck video of you.
That's true, but I mean, it wasn't like I was like, ooh, taco. I just like, give me a taco. What kind of taco? A taco. What the hell?
Taco meat. Regular taco meat.
I want taco with taco meat in it. I mean. Anyway, let's go past that. The reason I want to bring that up because anytime we normally start the podcast when there's bad news, everybody just gets all bummed out and we got to carry on with the show. But now let's get into the news. Like I said, 2022 is coming out swinging, so we're just gonna jump into it and talk about Sidney Poitier. I want to say rest in peace to him. This happened Friday, Eli? I think.
Yes.
So yes, it's sad. Like I said, Sidney Poitier, a titan in Hollywood industry. Yes, the first black man to win best actor at the Oscar. He was not the first black actor to win an Oscar. That didn't happen. That's Hattie McDaniel for Gone with the Wind. But he is the first actor to win best actor. And the only other black actor to do it after him was Denzel. And the only actor to do it after Denzel was Sidney Poitier. Again.
Denzel.
Right. And that's it. That's your list. That's it. You know. Yeah, Halle Berry won it. But that's the list. So let Teddy tell you how much that Hollywood has progressed since then. But the thing was, we're not going to talk about that because the thing we want to talk, because I don't really care what the Oscars do and what awards do. We want to talk about what Sidney Poitier did as a person, because the roles he was doing was iconic. Like Eli, you gave me the idea for this early today. Yeah, because that was an iconic scene. You didn't do that, a black man slapping a white man. That did not happen. It doesn't happen today. Remember we talked about The Harder They Fall and how everybody was shooting, but notice they were shooting people left and right, moving through the white town. They were like, ooh, make sure we don't shoot anybody. They were very careful about who they shot and who they didn't shoot. But Sidney Poitier is like, I don't give a damn. Anybody can catch these hands. You know, these hands rated E for everybody, you know. So that's what I loved about it. Because the thing was, he wasn't playing like slaves, he wasn't playing thugs, he wasn't playing an athlete or a rapper, even though they didn't have rappers back then, but still. He didn't do any of that stuff. He was actually playing, you know, like he was playing like an actor that was standing on the same stage as all these other actors that was there. And that was like something that we haven't seen before. Of like I said, you got to remember, this isn't 2022 where you can turn on beat. This was the 60s. You had there were gatekeepers. You had to go through them to get in there. This wasn't like 2022 where you could just turn on BET and you see black. This Tyler Perry didn't exist then. So you had to go through this in order to see one. So you saw one black person on TV, and that was it. And the black person you saw was going to be Tyler Perry. You're FYI. Platoon, let me go. What's up? What's going on? And so, yeah, so that's why it was such a big deal back then. But it was something, like I said, he did so much other stuff also.
Well, also the first interracial relationship with Guess Who's Coming to Dinner.
Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, right? Because he played so many other roles. Like I said,
and in the 80s, he had a resurgence, an action movie resurgence, where he was in a bunch of action movies, and he was always playing like the FBI or the cop. In fact, I forgot. I got an image.
Oh, you got screen? Okay.
I got an image. Let's see, share screen. But there's a movie. It's kind of slept on because not many people. I mean, it's from the 80s. But this movie,
Oh, I didn't have to do anything. You're like, you're using your powers.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah. So this movie, if you can find it, check it out. It's an underrated gem from the 80s called Shoot to Kill. Sidney Poitier and Tom Berenger. Sidney plays an FBI agent after a killer who is taking Tom Berenger's wife hostage through the mountains in like British Columbia. So they're like trekking through the mountains after this killer. And it's a really cool flick. It's a gem from the 80s that I love. I can't find it anywhere. I haven't even seen it streaming anywhere. But yeah, he had like sneakers and late 80s, early 90s.
Robert Redford, yeah.
Yeah, he had like Sidney Poitier had a resurgence in action movies and shit. You know, so he did a lot of work. I mean, and In the Heat of the Night was the big that's the scene where he slaps the racist white plantation owner or whatever he was. That's a classic of
like
cinema.
10 years ago, I would have had you shot. And it was like you could just hear everybody just,
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't there. You just know everybody just gasped. Like,
yeah,
that
the cop.
was the scene.
Well, yeah, if there's one Sidney Poitier movie you need to see, it's In the Heat of the Night, where he is in the South. Is it Mississippi he's in?
Mississippi. Yep.
Yeah.
Sparta, Mississippi.
Yeah. Yeah, where he gets mistaken as a murder. There's a murder in this small town in Mississippi. He happens to be passing through. He gets arrested, but it turns out he's a cop. He's actually a homicide detective from like the north, New York or someplace. He's from up north.
Mhm.
And he ends up reluctantly helping these racist cops solve their murder and all the bullshit that he has to deal with. That's what that movie's about. And there's a scene where he's questioning a suspect who's not used to having black people. I mean, he's got a black butler in the scene.
Right.
And the scene when he slaps him, the butler's like, "Oh shit!"
Right.
So yeah, iconic scene. They call me Mr. Tibbs. One of the greatest quotes in movie history. What do they call you up north?
They call me Mr. Tibbs.
It's such a strong, powerful moment. So yeah, I mean, and it's weird because last year during the hubbub that was 2020 or 2 years ago now we're going on, during all the protests that summer,
Mhm.
I wrote, I'm in a band, I'm in a death metal band. I write lyrics sometimes, and I wrote a song referring to the protests and referring to basically making people aware, trailblazing, as so to speak. And I ended up titling the song Sidney Poitier.
Nice.
Just because it was about disrupting people's comfort. And
And plus, he was a role model. Let's he was a role model.
Yeah, he was an activist. Yeah.
And that's the thing. If you're a black man in the 60s on TV, you're automatically activist. I mean, by default, because no matter what you do, people have eyes on you. So no matter what you do. But the thing is, Sidney Poitier wasn't just like I said. We talked about his resurgence in the 80s, talk about all the activism he did. But the thing was, people don't talk about what he did for comedy. People don't even get that he was a comedic genius. Because in the 70s, here's the thing. My first movie I've ever watched with Sidney Poitier growing up was with Bill Cosby. And then he had like a team. They were like Abbott and Costello. They really were. They had Uptown Saturday Night and Let's Do It Again. Because the thing was, Sidney Poitier was, let's do it, because he was the straight man. He was the straight man. And that gave chance Bill Cosby, set up the jokes, stuff like that. So they worked as a great like comedic duo. It was like insane, like Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, kind of like that, But that's not even the biggest thing he did. Let's also talk about in the 80s when he did gave it away. Stir Crazy. So the thing was,
I saw that in a theater.
You saw Stir Crazy theater?
I
may have been in the theater, but nothing. Yeah. Like I said, I may have seen, I was maybe in the theater with Stir Crazy in the theater, but I don't remember it anyway. But like I said, it was a classic Richard Pryor, Gene Hackman movie. For people that haven't seen Stir Crazy, you like, the hell, Richard Pryor and Gene Hackman did movies? Yes, they did movies, and they were hilarious. I don't know how these guys work, but they worked. Like, they just wasn't Jack.
He wasn't in Bustin' Loose, was he? Talking about Gene Wilder.
I don't think so, but it was another movie. It was another movie they did also. But yeah, and then, but like I said, he was the director of Stir Crazy. So, and And you think, okay, he just did a movie. That's it. But here's the thing. It was the third highest grossing movie of 1980. It was only three movies that made over $100 million. It was Stir Crazy, and number 2 was 9 to 5, which a classic. I will fight anybody that says anything negative about 9 to 5. That movie.
I saw that in the theater too.
Did you? Like I said,
I'm old.
I may have seen it, but I don't remember seeing it now. But yeah, and of course, the number 1 movie of 1980 was Empire Strikes Back, which of course
I saw that in the theater. Yes.
So that's the thing. So, like I said, people had that on their list of one of the greatest movies of all time, not sci-fi, not fantasy, just all time. So it's in good company. So yeah, so Sidney Poitier like was a titan in the industry, just for social activism, for entertainment. I mean, like I said, every black actor that came after him, he set the standard for them. Like everybody calls Denzel Washington, the next, Sidney Poitier. People say that now about Michael B. Jordan. He might be the next one. People were saying it about Chadwick, but God had different, decision about that. But like say he was on his way. Speaking of that, I always thought something, Eli, that T'Challa might have been based off Sidney Poitier. I always thought that. I have no frame of reference for that.
Yeah.
He looks like it there. Like I said, just when I always saw Jack Kirby draw him. Plus, I mean, think about it. You only got one black guy on TV, and you're trying to draw a black guy. Who are you going to reference? So it was either that or Malcolm X. It's one or the other, which I could see that also.
Red Fox
or Red Fox. That's about it. I'd love to see Red Fox.
That's T'Challa or T'Chaka.
Or T'Chaka, yeah. Fish-eyed fool. Oh man, I think we talked enough about Sidney Poitier, but yeah, rest in peace to Sidney Poitier.
Yeah,
and this
90, what was he? 93. That was
94. Yeah, had a good run. Like
yeah.
I said, yeah, lived a long life.
Good journey, good sir.
Yeah, and this one like hours before we started prepping the podcast. Like I was prepping the podcast and heard this news. We gotta talk about Bob Saget. Yeah, rest in peace to Bob Saget. This is everybody knows about Bob Saget, Family Matters. He's America's dad. That's what they always called him. Like I said, the show Full House. Everybody knows the plot to Full House. But yeah, I really can't say.
I never watched Full House, but I did watch a lot of America's Funniest Videos, and he was
on that also. Yeah. So like I said, both on ABC, so he's pulling double duties on that. So yeah, that was great.
It was also his stand-up. He's got like everyone thinks of him as like he's this like wholesome TV.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
No. You're right. You're right. That's the thing. Like everybody, because I heard about his I never actually watched his stand-up, but I kept hearing people talk about his stand-up. That okay, yeah, he's this wholesome America dad type figure, but his stand-up, because he was a stand-up comedian before he went to Full House. It's like, nah, he's like raunchy, vulgar, and I'm like, I don't like. Was he vulgar for what you expect, or was he like Eddie Murphy level? I'm trying to like what level was he on? But
no, he pushed it. He pushed it. There's that one documentary, The Aristocrats, about the aristocrat joke. It's like a common joke that people like comedians tell. And the point of that joke is to make it as raunchy and as offensive as possible. And that's what the documentary is. It's all these comedians telling that joke through history. And Bob Saget's version of it. Just go to YouTube and watch. Bob Saget, The Aristocrats, and see his. I mean, because the thing is,
anytime I saw Bob Saget outside of Full House, anytime he did anything where it was uncensored, he was pretty much off the cuff. Like we all know the classic scene from Half Baked.
Yeah.
I suck dick for coke. You ever suck dick for weed?
And that's it. That's who he was. That's how it was.
I mean, and I'll be honest, that's some Eddie Murphy level shit right there. You expect it.
You're addicted to weed.
Right. I suck dick for coke. I seen him. Like, wait, what? Like you got to do something. You make Dave Chappelle like, wait, what? Oh yeah. So rest in peace to Bob Saget. Now can we move on to the next part of the podcast? Now we actually get into the podcast. Like let's talk about some nerd shit. We saw a thing. Like I said, we talked about Boba Fett last week. We went to in-depth, talked about the history of him, then talked about the show. Now we got episode 2 because Eli, one of your gripes, you saying that the last episode was too short. You didn't get enough meat on the bone. Now this episode is 52 minutes. That should be enough meat on the bone for you. I'm thinking. Okay. So before we jump into it, now that you got some meat on the bone, what did you think about the episode?
I mean, I'm still digging the show. I'm still liking it. I'm getting a little weary of the flashbacks. It's giving me Arrow vibes, and I understood the point of Arrow and Oliver Queen being on the island and getting his training and all that shit. But by season 2, I thought that they were really milking that shit, and I'm like, okay, I get it. There, he was he fell in with the Tusken Raiders and he got cool with them. Now he's down with them. Now there better be a point to this. And that's where I'm at, I mean, not to say I didn't like the episode, but I want to see the gangster shit. That's what I want to see. I mean, I did enjoy his time with the Tusken Raiders, showing them how to, rob the train and shit, and take out the Pike Syndicate, which those people on the train, those aliens, that's the Pike Syndicate. They're from the Clone Wars. So
they are a thing. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, and then of course him becoming adopted into the tribe, him taking the spice or whatever, licking the toad, and going through their rite of passage. He has that vision quest, and then he makes that, was it the gaff stick or whatever, that staff? He makes his own.
Which I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Which I'm hearing that Tamara Morrison actually pushed that to have that in there.
Yeah.
And
as as a native person, it's cool to see those parallels that the Sand people are sort of an indigenous tribe of Tatooine. I like.
And he's Kevin Costner,
He's
It's Dances with Wolves. Like I'm like, where's the Tuscan princess that he's supposed to fall in love with? Like, is she gonna show up?
Yeah. So see, I'm digging all that. I thought that train sequence was cool. I'm digging all that. I just want to see. I'm more intrigued by the gangster shit. I want to see that shit with the Hutts, and of course, Black Crescenten.
Yeah. Now that when he showed up, I was like, whoa. Now here's the thing. He's so new that I think even 90% of the Star Wars fans didn't know who this was.
Yeah. I was one of the few who went, oh shit. Yeah, I did that nerd shit where I was like, ooh.
Right. And the only reason I know that because I'm on the podcast with you, because you broke him down to me one time. We read that Vader Down book and he was in it. I was like, this dude cool as hell. Who the hell is this? So when I saw it, I was like, oh shit, that guy, the Black instant, even though it's not his name, that's what I like to call him. For those who don't know who he is, no, he's not an EU character. I was just about to pull it up, but I'm glad you did it. So he's not an EU character. He's actually a comic character from the Disney Star Wars books. So he's actually fairly new, maybe like 2015, something like that. So you're looking for
was it Vader, the Vader book he made his debut?
Vader Down, he was in it. So if you're looking for Shadows and Empire, Enemy EU, no, he's not from that. I've heard people say that. You're making up shit. You don't know what you're talking about. He is a new character.
Yeah, he ends up on Dr. Aphra's crew. So if you read the Dr. Aphra, he's got more of a role with Dr. Aphra. He becomes like Dr. Aphra's sidekick.
Yeah, because Dr. Aphra maybe made like a evil version of the Millennium Falcon crew, and that's basically like evil Chewbacca.
And Dr. Aphra is a newer canon character from the Disney Marvel Star Wars comic line. She's like an Indiana Jones type of character. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, I saw that and I went, ooh, now and that was all cool. But me, I'm not like your average comic nerd, like, ooh, there's Doctor Strange and the Spider-Man. No, I was like, now do some shit. Do some shit, Black Cranston. Don't just stand there looking cool. Do something. And that's where I'm at now.
Now, here's the thing. Now, I know you're over the member berries. You don't care about the member and stuff like that. I'm fine with Black Cranston. What I don't want for them to do is what they're rumored about having a de-age Harrison Ford show up. Don't give me that. I don't want that.
Oh, I did hear that. I heard there's
that'd be the dumbest thing to do. Like I said, we need Star Wars to build on their own. They need to get away from all that, old trilogy stuff. Build some new stuff. This is a new character. I mean, relatively new. So I'm fine with this, but we don't need to keep digging from the well we had before. Build on your own. All the stuff they're doing right now, like the Hutt cousins, I'm cool with that. The Twilight whorehouse madam, I'm cool with that.
Jennifer Beals, damn.
Yeah, let's talk about Jennifer Beals, man. Was she like 60 and still fine as hell? Like she's from Flash. For people who don't know who it is, she's from Flashdance. Yes, the movie from the 80s. She's from Flashdance.
Yeah, she's becoming like the new what's her name? Raquel Welch.
Yeah, like Raquel Welch was just like fine forever, you know, just like
Yeah.
yes.
She's like in her 90s and she still looks good.
Right. Oh yeah, so that's what's going on right now. So, like I said, now to be honest with you, Eli, I didn't say anything about this show so far, but the first episode, I didn't care for it. I fell asleep on it, to be honest. It was like 30 minutes. I fell asleep on it. I was like, it's not building enough for me, not enough happening. This one got me. This one got me on board. I was like, okay, stuff is happening. I'm on board with this. You know, like I said, well, even the flashback Green Arrow, you know, stuff even got me. Like the train robbery stuff that had me. Him teaching them how to ride the speeders, that got me, you know. Yeah, I mean, just even when building on that. So yeah, we keep it going, just build from that. I'm interested in where the story is going to go. It still could get some more momentum, but I think it's coming, you know. But at least I'm like, okay, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm ready for it to get for the point of it. You know, let's get to the meat of the story. You know, that's where I'm at now. You know, we touched it. Yeah, it's been 2 episodes of him chilling with the Sand People. Yeah, dances with Sand People, wherever you want to call it. Yeah, Boba Fett of Arabia or whatever. You know, or Dune. I mean, are you seeing the parallels of Dune? Like the Sand People are basically the Fremen. You know,
right? They basically say Spice shows up.
Yeah, the Spice, and he's like tripping out. We didn't see that in the new Dune movie, but yes, he takes the water of life and he trips out and has a vision and all that shit. I mean, he was doing that in this episode.
Just in case if people didn't know how much George Lucas ripped off from Dune, you know.
Yeah, yeah. The Sarlacc pit is a worm.
Remind you, yeah. They here to remind you, so yeah. Which I'm fine with all that. You know, honestly, that's what Star Wars is. You ripping off shit and putting in space. You know, it's a Western, it's a gangster movie, it's Dune, it's samurai. That's fine. Just put a Star Wars spin on it. And you got me. I'm there. I'm not explaining anything else.
Yeah. You know? And again, as an indigenous person, I'm liking those native parallels to the Sand People. I like how Boba Fett did for the Sand People what I think every reservation in America should do, and that's put up toll booths on every highway that goes through their res.
Oh man, that was a great idea. Like
yeah, so I'm digging that. But yeah, I mean, I'm liking that they're also sort of humanizing the Sand People, because they've always sort of been like these savage nomads, monsters that come and fuck with people in the Star Wars universe. Now we're seeing that they're actually are human. They're human under those
right. And they touched on this a little bit in Mandalorian also.
Yeah, because Mando's down with them. So this is right. I'm sure the shit that Boba Fett does here is the reason why Mando's cool with them. You know, that they respect the Mandalorians. You know, that they're both like these tribal cultures, and you know they have these like tribal ways and tribal warrior ways, and that's how Boba becomes part of this. So that's why I'm hoping, I'm not making a theory, but I'm hoping that the Sand People become like part of his crew. You know, if he locks down the planet, if he gets the native population down with them, then he can take over the planet. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. So, I mean, like I said, look at the way he's dressed. He's basically dressed like the Sand People now, and then basically. And we always wonder, like, why is he dressed like that? But I guess it's ceremonial, the way he's dressing, you know.
Yeah, because usually he's in that the Boba Fett outfit was that white jumpsuit with all the armor over it. And now he's wearing a black jumpsuit, which is the Sand People outfit, you know, over with the armor over it. So he's transitioning. And
like I'm saying, I'm hearing all of this stuff in is that Tamar Morris wanted this stuff in here. Like this is what he brought to the table. So it's interesting. Like I said, he's a native actor and he's bringing a native perspective that like George Lucas never would have brought to it. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So I think that's pretty interesting. So
yeah, I'm digging. Yeah, we natives are claiming Boba Fett as one of our own. Boba Fett is native. That's who we're claiming him. So but yeah, I've been on board. I've been waiting for this. So I'm stoked for the next episode. So Tuesday night at 2:00, that's where I'll be.
We'll see how it goes. Just let everybody know, like I said, also Naomi will be this week also. So next week, yeah.
So it's not Naomi.
I guess we'll do it, whatever it is. Yeah, we'll review it. I'll talk about it. It's a CW show, so I know everybody's gonna hate it.
Is that this week? That's this week.
Yeah, it's this week. Okay. Yeah. So I already know we're gonna get the same. You still watch CW? Yes, I still watch CW. Are we gonna talk about what they're doing in CW? We're gonna pass by that. Let's talk about it. Let's talk
Sure.
about it. We're here now. We're here.
Yeah.
We're here. I wasn't even trying to go there, but it just ended up being this. We'll talk about it. So for people that don't know what's going on, the CW, their Warner Brothers and Paramount, their parent companies, are thinking about selling the CW. Why? Because the CW has been profitable since 2006, which I think is when they made the CW. So it's like never been profitable. You know?
CW. We used to be called the WB or whatever, right?
Well, no, before then, they had it was called the WB, but then after that it was called UPN. So then WB and UPN combined and made CW. So the C is for CBS and the W is for WB. That's what it means. So they basically kind of like consolidated all their stuff on there. So you got a bunch of DC stuff on there they put on there. It's basically made for a younger demographic. So you got Walker's Texas Ranger on there, but instead of Chuck Norris, you got one of the supernatural dudes on there. Riverdale, stuff like that on there. So
I still watch Riverdale. It's one of my guilty pleasures. I don't care.
Eli, I seen the redhead on there. I know where you watch the show.
Oh,
but
yeah,
anyway. But yeah, so that's what they're doing. But the thing is, they have been profitable. And plus, I think there's no need for CW anymore. Because one, both Warner Brothers and Paramount both have their own streaming services now separately. They have HBO Max and they have Paramount Plus. So if they have their own streaming service, they're trying to get people to go to it. Why are they dumping their stuff on network TV, which network TV basically isn't even profitable anymore most of the time, And plus, some of the DC shows are being produced by HBO Max anyway. Stargirl and Superman and Lois, they are not CW shows. They're HBO Max shows, which is why the quality of them are better than Batwoman. Legends of Tomorrow and shit like that. So that's why they're better, and I'm pretty sure, Walker's Texas Ranger, that's from CBS, stuff like that. So why would you dump it on CW where you could put it on your own streaming platform and get more people to sign up?
Well, it seems like that seems to be the future for right now anyways, because everything is streaming services. I don't have cable. I don't have
nobody's watching network TV anymore.
Yeah, I watch Riverdale on the CW app. I watch Superman and Lois on the CW app. I don't have cable. So yeah, why are they trying to get all these sponsors when none of that shit is working anyway?
Right. So they're selling the shows. But the thing is, I think they already have like a network or a business signed up to sell them to. And people but here's the thing. I'm thinking when they do sign it off, I think all those CBS shows and those DC superhero shows, I think they're going to go away. Like you may get 1 or 2 more seasons of Flash or like that, but I think that's going to be it. Because why would
I'm surprised the Flash is still going.
Well, that's the thing, because the thing is, okay, the CW isn't profitable, but the Flash has still been its #1 show since it started. So they're not going to cancel #1 show even though nobody watches it, So they're gonna keep going. But the thing is, if they sell the network and DC or Warner Brothers own CW, why keep any of those shows going? Legends of Tomorrow, Batwoman, Flash, Stargirl, Superman, and why keep any of this stuff going? Just pull it.
Oh, Warner Brothers better come out with a dope ass DC flick if they want to keep people giving a shit.
Right. So
because all that shit, the Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, that was born out of when BVS and all that, they announced all those, the Snyderverse was first announced.
Right. And DC has rebooted their comic line twice since then, going into a third. So they're still hanging on to this old shit they had before, And so, yeah, they need to do something new with that. So, like I said, and that's the reason I watch the CW, because it's there. Like I said, the CW app, I don't have to sign up for it. It's there. It's available on every platform. I just click it, boom, it's there. It's ready. It's not ready like a week later. It's ready like at midnight. So I can just click it, boom, it's there, watch it, move on, and that's it. I watch it because it's readily available and I don't have to pay for it. So but I guess it's why they're not making money. It's so shit.
Yeah, that's true. If I had to subscribe to Riverdale.
If I had to subscribe, I wouldn't watch any of this shit. I'm like, it's too much. I don't even want to sign in.
The only reason why I watched that Kung Fu show is because it was free, because I didn't have to pay for it.
Right, it was.
Let me see what Leroy's talking about.
I watched that whole season. I really did.
I didn't.
I watched the whole. I don't know why I did. I just watched the whole season. I was like, let me just watch this Kung Fu. She did get powers at the end of it and shit like that. She was like healing and all kind of Kamehameha and sonic booms and shit. I'm like, but she just did it like at the very end of some shit. So it was magical at the end of it. But
shit. Did
yeah,
David Carradine ever get magical?
I don't
In
think
the
so.
old one?
Or
Was
if it
just
was,
him?
they were very vague with it, you know. But she was just
Okay.
flat out like green fireballs coming out of her and shit like that. Eyes, Super Saiyan, all that shit like that. So I'm like, okay, you know. But then
She
she expended
got the glow.
yeah, but then she expended all her power and she lost her connection to the whatever. So she turned back to normal at the very end of the episode, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
So she's got to do
whatever.
some yoga and revive her chi.
Right, that's what it is. Why are we talking about kung fu? That show kind of
I
sucked,
don't-
to be honest with you. It's a CW show. What you expect? Let's move on past that. Now we're doing the Vidja Game section, but Eli, I'm handing it over to you
Oh
for
God.
the Vidja Game section. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't know what this is. I know you said
Where
it's
to
a thing,
begin?
but
Where to begin? Okay. Do you know about the game Dead by Daylight?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Okay, it's kind of like the Friday the 13th game. It's like where you're a killer and it's a co-op game. You're a killer and you get to go after the other players and try to kill them, kind of like the Friday the 13th game. This game, Dead by Daylight, you get to choose different killers, and they're all like modeled after movie slashers. Like there's the Nightmare Man, but he looks like Freddy Krueger. There's the Screamer or something, and he looks like the Ghostface from Scream.
Okay, so they don't have to pay license fees.
Yeah, because they don't have the license to any of these. The shape,
brilliant.
Yeah, the shape, but he looks like Michael Myers. And then there's the Cannibal or something, but he looks like Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, for those who don't know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the killer Leatherface, he skins his victims and then he wears their faces as a mask, hence the term Leatherface.
Leatherface, yeah.
So in this game, I guess there's an achievement. Once you reach a certain level, there's an achievement where you get to unlock the ability to wear the characters in the game wear their faces as your Leatherface mask.
Mm-hmm.
One of these characters is black. So I guess people have been using the black Leatherface mask to harass black gamers.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. you see where I'm going with this?
Right. Oh man.
And there's proof. That article I sent you, I read it, and there's also video proof of, black gamers doing on their streams, on their Twitch streams or Steam or whatever, actual like footage of them getting comments, from these racist trolls, calling them all kinds of a myriad of racial, derogatory
there's a
terms.
there's a thing on Twitch where you can like press a button called raid, and all of your followers will go to that one. So people, I know for a fact that people have been doing that and just going by harassing other people, just going out. And so I've seen that before.
Yeah. So and there's video footage of it, of black gamers being targeted, by by racist trolls wearing the black Leatherface mask and targeting the black gamers and then taunting them and harassing them and then talking shit to them. So they've been complaining about, I guess that this has been going on for years.
What? Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So they've been reporting this for years. So the developers of the game decided to take that feature out. You can no longer use the blackface Leatherface, which sounds
This is why we can't have nice things. That's just,
yeah, you can't be blackface Leatherface anymore on the game. So, of course, this sent them into an outrage about freedom and censorship.
Oh,
and I
man.
reserve the right to be black Leatherface. The comment section is just golden.
Man, did it go like, you can say the word, why can't I say it? It's
Yeah,
one of those.
basically.
Okay.
And that's why I'm in Facebook jail now, because I was bullying racist trolls on there.
So they didn't ban them, they banned you for that.
I got banned. Yeah. I guess I'm not supposed to call a racist pussy a racist pussy. So,
right.
You know, my freedom is getting taken away, and I'm oppressed because I can't have my video game character in blackface. So
Oh man,
that
I'm
type of
just
shit is going on there. So
so basically people are acting like assholes and then blaming the company for because of their acting like assholes.
yeah,
I mean the company's just trying to protect themselves. They're
yeah,
like, look, if people are getting harassed on our game and it's gonna look bad on us, gonna give us bad press, let's stop this. Y'all the ones are messing it up for us.
yeah. You know how I know you're racist? Because you're mad at the black people calling this shit out and not the racist assholes who fucked it up for y'all.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, what are you doing? This is man. This
So-
is the miracle we live. This is America. That's all I got to
So
say.
that
about
is why I'm not able to share the link out on Facebook tonight.
Don't worry,
I'm doing
I'll
my
tag
time.
you in it.
I'm doing
Yeah,
my
I'll
time.
tag you in it. You'll still be on this. Don't worry, I got you. But yeah, that is the dumbest thing, man. I mean, and the thing is, like, people mad over that. But like I said, the Leatherface thing, him wearing fake people faces, that's from a real guy.
Yeah.
Ed Gein back in the 30s or something like that.
Something 50s or something. Yeah.
Yeah, serial killer, cut off people's faces, wore them. So that's a real thing. But they're not mad about that.
Yeah.
Like the real, but I don't know.
Yeah, you see that. I've seen comments like, "Oh, well, Leatherface killed white people and wore white masks too."
But you're not acting like an asshole when you're wearing white masks.
Yeah, everybody struggles. I got grounded for taking out the trash once. Everybody's life is hard. Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, that I went against I swear I made an oath to myself to not read comments, and I went and did, and I'm suffering the consequences.
Oh, at least just one
Don't,
more day.
Don't read the comments. Don't read the comments. Ah, shit. Oh, don't reply. Don't reply. Oh shit. Here I am. And here we go. I'm talking shit. Oh no, I'm banned.
Nothing happened to that guy. He's still just saying whatever he wants to, but you're the one that got banned.
The guy who said "fuck you, race baiter" is still on there.
Oh man, this is America. So, all right. So, okay, move on to the next part of the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, like I said, it's Comic Book Bullies, where we talk about the comic books. And Eli, I guess I'm gonna go first because I guess you had to like
way more books than I did. Well, I've actually read most of the shit you read, so.
Yes, you can just help me out on that one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
we're gonna the first book. I'm gonna go ahead and start the time. I know I used to throw it on you because I can get prepared, but I'm gonna just go ahead and jump into it and take the slack. But yeah, what we got going on right now is that we have Jonathan Hickman's reportedly last X-Men book. He has been the guy that's been the architect for the X-Men books like the last 2-3 years. I'm not really sure what's going on, but he's been the guy that's been, over the books. And now all of a sudden, like I said, circumstances have happened. His team that he brought on want to keep the books that they have going on. They don't want him to keep screwing up stuff. So Marvel's like, you got to go. So this is it. This is his last run. This is X-Men Inferno #4. So this is the book that basically the last book we're going to get. And for people that make me know what's going on, basically Mystique has basically concocted a plan to kind of like burn down Krakoa or whatever like that, the mutant island. And she's kidnapped Moria. Her and Destiny have kidnapped Moria, and Professor X and Magneto are on their way trying to find them. But it is a trap. Instead of finding Moria, they find, let's see who they find. They find Nimrod and they find Omega Sentinel. Her real name is Karina, but we're going to call her Omega Sentinel. They're there because that's what they find. And not only them, but they also find like an army of Orcus. Basically the Orcus are like the evil mankind bad guys that they've been fighting for the last whatever. It was like surrender yourself to science, and they just Professor X and Magneto look, you know what? I think this is a trap. And basically like, what we're trying to find Moria, but we got to get past these guys. So like, and he's like, Charles, are you ready? Let's do it. But before they can do it, Nimrod and Omega Sentinel kill all the humans in the room. Just blast them. So like, what the hell? So they kill, and then Professor X and Magneto's like, what the hell you do that for? He was like, yeah, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret.
Flesh is weak.
Right. They're basically like, look, we hate the humans as much as we hate you. So we're gonna have this fight. I don't want them in the way. This is gonna be between us. That's what it's gonna be. So That's what it's going to be. So then they start, and then you get this awesome panel between Professor Magneto. Now I don't know if we've ever had it before, like a Professor X and Magneto team up, but to me, this is an iconic shot. That's just for me. You know, being a long.
Because I did think that was pretty cool. I was like, oh,
I don't think I've ever seen that before. They just like, okay, let's do this, you know. So they get ready to power up. X Professor is like, look, all the humans dead. Magneto, kid gloves are off. Just wild out. Just go, you know. Karina dies out the way. Magneto doing Magneto shit. Nimrod's just like, that tickle. Get the shit off me. So he blasts them. They get knocked back. And they realize Professor X and Magneto, oh, we might be outclassed in this fight, you know. And yeah, so, but the thing, and then Nimrod steps on Cerebro. It's like, oh shit. So and then he's just like, yeah, you guys are screwed. And then Professor X does a power that I don't think I've ever seen him do before. He powers up and like telekinetically destroys Nimrod. I didn't know he had the power. I thought he was just
he did something. Well, he did something in Logan, remember? Where he was like, did something like.
But that was he like gave everybody like aneurysms and stuff like that. It's like he messed with their brain. This one he like destroyed him. Like he took him apart with his mind. Which I didn't think that was.
Does Professor X have telekinesis?
No, he doesn't. But he does here. Yeah, so I don't know. Hickman does what Hickman wanted.
This is not kidding. This is a bunch of bullshit.
Right. Just go with it. Just go with it, you know?
Not my fucking Xavier.
Right. So anyway, we cut to Krakoa at the bottom of the ocean of Krakoa, and you got Mystique and Destiny basically like, look, we got to kill you. And Mystique, spoiler. But Mystique is like, you can't kill me because you kill me, you're gonna wipe out the timeline. She's like, nah, we can. So she blasts. This
is their last life, right? Does she only have like 10 lives or some shit?
Yeah, because after Mystique blasts her, then you get the death of Moria X. And I thought that was pretty cool. And then I thought it was pretty cool. It was almost like, well, I want to read that book, but I guess I am reading that book right now. You know? So basically, they go back in time. So basically, what happened was that, and I'm gonna just cut to the end. I'm gonna pass all that shit. Mystique got a gun from Forge. Forge made a gun, and this actually did happen like in one of the Hickman books earlier, where he made a gun that could turn a mutant into a human, and it's permanent. Once it's done, it's done. You out of there. So what they did, they turned Moria into a human. You know, she made them into one of them. You know,
from a certain point of view.
Yeah,
so she is dead.
Yeah. So the death of Moria X. So the mutant Moria is dead. So she's just a human now. And the thing is, now that she's a human and she no longer has her mutant powers, now they can kill her. And
she'll stay dead.
And she'll stay dead. So that means it locks in this timeline, you know, and go past that anyway.
Because her power was reincarnation or whatever.
Right. So they took that power away from her because she's no longer mutant. So now she's just a human. So if she dies, that won't reset the timeline. They're just going to keep going. Anyway, back to Professor X. We went back to Professor X and them. They're getting their ass kicked right now. Magneto's down, but Magneto's just like, oh, I got to ask you a question. So Magneto does his Magneto shit and turn Omega Sentinel's gun on her. And she's like, look, I'm going to ask you one time. Where's Moria? They're like, who's Moria? You know, why is Moria? You know, they don't even know who she is. And Nimrod reassembles himself because he had the power. So he's got like regeneration powers and like that. So that thing Professor X did nothing to him. Meanwhile, Professor X looks like he's like spent. Like he just used up all his mutant power. So he just grabs him and shit. So you got Nimrod holding Professor X by the neck. And you get Magneto magnetically making a Mega Sentinel shoot her own face out. So you got a Mexican standoff. They're just like, you got my guy, I got you got my girl, I got your guy. What we gonna do? And Magneto's just like, no, Nimrod's just like, okay, you let her go, and I'll let him go, and we'll just call it a draw. We'll just finish this up some other time. And Magneto's just like, nah, you got this messed up. There's no way you leaving out of here alive. You know. And so, okay, well, I make another bet with you. How about we let them go, and me and you settle this, Titan to Titan or God to God or like that, you know, away from the lesser beings. And he's like magnetic, you know, psychically talking to Professor X. He's like, Charles, what do I do? And he's like, look, the way they're talking, the way they're acting, I don't think they know where Moria is. I don't think they know who Moria is. So there's really no reason for us to be here, you know. So, but anyway, let it go so we can get out of here. So Magneto lets Omega Sentinel go. He like, you can have her. He was like, yeah, you fucked up. He just decided to just kill Professor X anyway. He was like, yeah, I don't feel like honoring our deal. So he just like that. So Magneto just wows out. blast him. But that's when Omega Sentinel like, duplicates himself. So you got like 3 of them down there. Then what's her face? Omega Sentinel, he like, I got something for you, mutant. I got a power dampener. And Magneto was like, yeah, I got nothing for you. No patience, no pause, no mercy. And he just like just rips her apart, But her hand flies over across the room, but her hand is still active because she just controls it by remote control, and she activates the power dampener. And when she activates the power dampener, Magneto is powerless. You're like, oh, it's gone. So now he's got no powers with 3 Nimrods against him. So you know how that goes. He pretty much gets taken out pretty easily. And they start talking like they're pretty much it. She reforms herself, Nimrod reforms herself, and Magneto's just like, I will see you again. And she's like, of course you will, mutant. Because we are the future and you are not, And that's basically the thing that Hickman was boiling down to, is that yes, the humans are the evolution of man, but AI is the evolution of both of them. So it's the AI, the machines that you need to worry about. It's the whole Matrix thing that he was building towards. But like I said, it cut him off at the knees.
Resistance is futile.
Pretty much. So anyway, we cut back to Mystique and Moria, and she's about to just kill her. She's like, now you got the powers, I can kill you and be done with it. But before she can kill him, if you kill her, that's when Cypher shows up. Cypher shows up, be like, you can't kill her. They're like, why I can't kill her? I can do what I want to. If you can't kill her because it's against the law. Now that she's a human, you got to remember law number 3: harm no man or murder no man. Yeah, murder no man. You can't do it. And Mystique like, I don't give a shit about no law right now. I'm gonna kill this bitch. You can get it done with. Like, nope, you can't kill her because I said you can't kill her. And like, and who are you? And Destiny the whole time is like, you need to worry about this cat. I'm getting like weird vibes from this kid right here. He looked like he ain't nothing, but he could probably kill everybody in this room if he wanted to. I don't know how, but something in the room tell me he could do that if he wanted to. So, and basically it's going back and forth. Cypher just saying you can't kill her. And Mystique is just like, how about this? How about I kill you? And when I bring you back, make you forget you ever came in this room and kill her then. That way it makes my decision a whole lot easier. She's like, well, you could kill me, but then you got to go through my wife. And it's Eunice the Unbeatable. Oh, and Krakoa, the island of Krakoa.
Yeah, I was about to say, he can control, doesn't he talk to Krakoa?
Yeah, they're like friends,
Yeah.
Yeah, so Krakoa is his friend, his buddy, and Eunice the Untouchable, or Eunice the Unbeatable, whose power is she can't be beaten. So they're screwed. On top of that, Warlock pops out. So he's like, yeah, y'all might not want to do that. And then Destiny's like looking at the future. Mystique like, what future do you see? Okay, so the future I see right here. She's like, can I kill Moria? She's like, you can, but if you kill Moria, we're dead next. And they might bring you back 3 years from now, but they don't bring me back. And you can't kill the kid. You even go for the kid, his wife's gonna kill you. So we basically have no moves. We're stuck in the move. We can't do anything. So that's pretty much it. So what they do is that they let Moria go because they realize that they go after Moria. Cypher's gonna send his whole team after him. And it's like, so the only thing we can do is that, look, cut your losses. You got your wife back. You got Destiny back. Call it a win. Just go about your business, live your life. And Moria kind of hand cut off. Warlock gives her like a cybernetic arm, and basically just like, okay, Krakoa is going to open the door one time. He's going to open the gate for you one time. After that, he's going to shut the gate because you're a human now. You can't come back through the gate. You are no longer allowed in Krakoa. I don't care where you go. Just get the hell out of here. And then she looks at Mystique. She's like, so y'all gonna chase after me? They're like, oh, we won't be the only ones chasing after you. So enjoy your humanity while you got it, because it won't last very long.
Yeah. Well, you kind of skipped the part where when they were talking to Moria, and the reason why she had that gun is because she was gonna convert all the mutants before they were born or some shit.
Well, no, she said she's already done it. She said she already knows how to do it. Because she said in another timeline, she already wiped out all the humans. Wiped out all the mutants.
All the mutants, yeah. So.
Yeah. But but that doesn't help anything, because if she does that, the machine's going to take over anyway. So like, no matter what happens, everybody's still going to die.
Yeah.
And then 1 week later, then you got Professor X and Magneto, because they had a backup Cerebro back on Krakoa. So, but it took them a week to bring them back. And then you got Emma Frost standing there. She's like, I always wanted to say this to me, my X-Men. And they're like, oh shit.
That's my favorite panel.
That's an awesome panel. It's just Emma Frost doing Emma Frost stuff. I just love it, you know. And she was like, and basically Magneto was like, how long were we out? Y'all out a week. I took a week for y'all to come back. I could have brought y'all back earlier, but I wanted to make some changes to the island while y'all were gone. And then Charles was like, what did you do? Well, first thing I did, I told the Quiet Council everything you did. So all those secrets you were keeping with Moria, they all know. So now nobody else on the island knows what happened except just us 12. We know. And you're going to carry those secrets more than anybody else. And then she gives them back the Cerebro, and she like, heavy is the crown that, heavy is the head that wears the crown. I'm going to be screwing this up.
Yeah, basically.
Something like that, yeah. You know those saying. So basically it goes to, we just cut to the Quiet Council. All 12 members are there. Cypher is there sitting on them. And the thing is, Eli, I don't think they know Cypher is there. Because basically he's saying like Cypher has been monitoring them the whole time. They have no idea he knows what he knows. You know.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, I mean, like I said, he's friends with the Krakoa.
Yeah.
And so
So
kind of like Swamp Thing in a way.
Kind of, because technically, he's the most powerful member in Krakoa. Like he's the most powerful X-Men in Krakoa, but nobody knows it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's kept to himself. So basically the panel ends with just like, you know, with the way they built Krakoa, no outside force can penetrate these walls. But what about the inside forces? The end. Dun, 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 and we go to Immortal X-Men. So that's the book right there. So yeah, awesome book, awesome send-off to Hickman. I do feel like this was him putting the toys back in the toy box as much as he could, because he didn't really change too much. Like I said, Moria barely showed up in these books anyway, because everybody thought she was dead. Destiny's
Everyone
here.
thought she was going to be Professor X. Remember back then?
Right. Everybody had these theories, stuff like that. So when it all boils down to it, nothing really changed, but I don't think Hickman could really change much anyway. Nimrod's here. That's about it. So
yeah, I think he set up a lot of shit. Like this didn't have, well, he never got to finish his story, but other than this book, so it didn't have like the grand, epic, mind-blowing finale like
that we're used for Hickman to doing.
Yeah, like his Fantastic Four or
Avengers.
Secret Wars. Yeah, or Secret Wars or any of that shit. But this, he sort of set up shit. You know, he set up a world.
Yeah, he gave them stuff they could run with. Yeah, like I said, because they've been spending 2 years trying to make sure Nimrod doesn't get made. Nimrod is here, you know. And plus he planted seeds that like the machines are scared of the mutants, because in their future the machines get wiped out because Apocalypse comes back and kills them. And we haven't even seen Apocalypse. He's just off doing whatever with his kids and his wife and kids. So he's planted seeds. You're right. He's planted seeds. We don't know how it's going to pay off, but it's up to the other guys that are taking over the X-Men books to plant those seeds. But they might say, screw it, I'm going to do something else. You know? So honestly, Eli, I feel like this is one of the dumbest decisions Marvel has made in the last 5 years, letting Hickman go before he finishes his run. Like, please let him, because this run was their
like signature series and shit.
Yeah, because you already know that he was going to tie all this stuff back in to his X-Men and his Avengers and Fantastic Four run.
He's the only reason why I started reading the X-Men.
Yes, that's the reason why I started reading. I was just like, man, the stuff he's doing right now, there's some game-changing, next-level stuff. Like Marvel's putting out some classic, legendary stuff right now. And it's like, nope, that's it. So I'm like, damn. So at least he got the show running. So at least he gave him a template to run off of. But like I said, you got other guys running it, so we don't know where it's going to go from there. But man, it just hurts my heart. It just hurts my heart that this is the last like great X-Men book we're going to get until who knows comes back.
Till Donny Cates, y'all.
Oh no! I shouldn't have had that reaction. That was like my gut reaction here. Oh man! All right, so what books you got next?
I'm only doing 2, so I guess should I do the one from last week first?
No. Save that one. Save that one.
Okay.
Well, why don't you do a warm-up book first? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll do. Was it Detective? Detective 1047.
I tell you what, though, I tell you what, that cover was cool as hell. Oh, not that.
Oh, did it show up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let me get that screen up. This is the variant.
Boom. There you go.
So yeah, this is Detective 1047. This is the new arc. I haven't read Detective in a while. I kind of fell off during the whole.
Do they have a new
Future-
writer or anything? Or?
No, it's still what's the name, Marika Tamaki or whatever.
Okay.
She's on it, and like I said, during the whole Future State, I got worn out on Batman and Detective and all that shit. So I haven't read it in a while, but I jumped back on because this is the new story arc, called Shadows of the Bat, and basically, Batman's gone. Batman's doing Batman Incorporated shit, so he's not in Gotham right now. But there's this thing called Arkham Tower, which I didn't know about.
Okay.
So Arkham Tower, it's a new Arkham Asylum. So Arkham Asylum shut down. They created this big giant skyscraper called Arkham Tower, which is supposed to be more of a positive, effective way of treating mental health and not locking away, villains like they did and hiding them away like they did in Arkham Asylum. This is more of, they're bringing attention to mental health and sort of rehabilitating them. And they're swear by the results that this is a new treatment for, the criminally insane. And this guy named, what's his name? Fear or Ware, Dr. Ware. He's, it starts out, he's doing a press conference talking about all this shit. Like, we have new ways of treating mental health. And the reporters are questioning, well, how are you doing this? We have our ways, shady as hell.
That's not ominous, right?
Yeah. And then we cut to, what's her fate? What's that reporter and Cassandra, or what's her name? The Batwoman, redhead Batwoman. They're talking. And they're saying how like a Joker gang's been ripping off like experimental drugs and blah. All this is connected, right? So there's something shady going on with that Arkham Tower. Basically, that's going on. Then we cut to there's some killer chick. I forget her name because I didn't read that storyline, but she's some psycho killer chick who kills people with scissors. I don't know her name. I forget her name. Sorry. Then it cuts to like 2 weeks later, and shit has hit the fan. The inmates are rioting in Arkham Tower. So, and then the Bat family has to make an assault on Arkham. So Nightwing's in there, and somebody else. I think Nightmare and Orphan are in there, but they're not responding. Nightwing is dressed up as a doctor. And meanwhile, that chick with the scissors is going around scissoring everybody. Batwoman's trying to.
Okay.
Yeah. I got it. Vroom, vroom.
Aha.
That's how I want to go out. No. Yeah, she's killing people with scissors, as in the cutty stuff.
Okay.
Shit. Batwoman's. Oh Christ! Batwoman's trying to murder into the fucking Arkham.
The scissorer.
Anyways, they throw that doctor out the window and he dies. And yeah, they got to break into Arkham and save everybody. This is like the start of the fucking series. Yeah, it's another like assault on Arkham type of deal. Only it's Arkham Tower instead of Asylum, and it's the Bat family, and it's okay. I don't know how long I'm gonna stay. I guess it's supposed to be like a weekly event for the next
12 issues. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the like next 3 months.
3 months. Yeah. Ooh,
can I stay on this every week? I don't know. We'll see.
It could be awesome. Cool. It could be awesome. Yeah.
It's a familiar setup. It's nothing new, but
it is kind of like what Tinian did doing this detective run. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the art is cool. And this is just the intro. The setup's pretty cool. Like I said, it's nothing we haven't seen before, but it's still intriguing enough. Like, hey, this could be cool. So I'll check it out next week and see where it goes, and just kind of, I'm not going to commit, but I'm gonna just see where it takes me. You know what I'm saying? So 3 out of 5.
Nice. Okay. Nice start. Like I said, a Batman book with no Batman in it, but still pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. So if you thought we were done with X-Men, you are wrong. We are now, after we did X-Men Inferno with the legendary Jonathan Hickman. Now let's do a X-Men book with
Without
Hacksaw
him.
Jerry. Yeah, without him. Hacksaw Jerry Duggan or whatever his name is. I can't remember his name. But yeah, I think that's what his name is. But yeah, so this book, man, I don't know if I want to jump off this train or not, Eli, but I'm gonna ride it for a little while longer. But like I said, this is X-Men number 6. Basically what this book is they introducing a new hero, Captain Krakoa. Okay, but good thing about this book is that it's not about Captain Krakoa. So it's actually like a bait and switch. So I'm like, it's actually a good bait and switch. So let's jump into it. Basically what's going on is that the book starts off with, a cat stuck in the tree, and oh no, it went out. Anyway, I'll come back. Yeah, it went out. Don't worry, we'll come back. Cat got stuck in the tree, and Captain Krakoa saved the cat in the tree. He's just going around just doing just stuff like that, just going around saving kittens and rescuing people and walking old ladies down the street, doing the stuff that you expect to see. Anyway, I can't get it up. But while they're doing that,
that's what she said.
First we get the scissorer, then we X-Men has been awesome. Drew, what's going on? Here's the thing, Drew. Actually, X-Men has been awesome, but the thing is that Hickman had such a high pedigree of what he was doing. It's just making me hard. It's making it hard for me to go to like an X-Men book and review that because of what this high level that Hickman was doing. So that's why it's tough. But like I said, I'm hanging in there. And we are back up. Let's get it back in there. Boom. Okay. So cat stuck in a tree. And you're just doing stuff like that. But anyway, it's a new hero. And you got Spider-Man. We got a Spider-Man sighting. And he says the new hero. He said, hey, I haven't seen you around New York City. What's your name? And he's like, my name is, and they cut to, it's Captain Krakoa. Who cares?
Slim Shady.
But yeah, I'm Slim Shady, and I was going to say, but anyway, we're going to Krakoa, and what's going on? We got Cyclops standing in the middle of the Quiet Council with Krakoa, and your boy Cypher's in there somewhere. He ain't there, but he's there. He basically he called him down here because they're saying Captain Krakoa has to be on the team, to help PR. And he's like standing there being judged, and you see a few empty seats. So this is before Inferno, before that, and yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah, Cyclops just like, basically it's unanimous. Everybody there except one person disagrees. It's Sinister because he just wanted to disagree for no reason whatsoever. So they have to vote on whether or not Captain Krakoa joins the X-Men team. But anyway, that's enough for Captain Krakoa. Nobody cares about Captain Krakoa. Let's get to the real media story. The real media story is that Sunfire is on Mars. No, actually, he's not. Yeah, he's on Mars right now. And he's trying to stop that X-Men villain Feilong. That's what it was on Street Fighter 2. Yeah, Feilong, because he's crashing into the moon of Mars, which is Phobos. So Sunfire goes up there, tries to intercept them. Basically, like when he gets there, I'm going to send him back to Earth because he's not allowed here because, he's trespassing on, Iraqian soil or whatever like that. So he gets there and he just like, look, okay, Feilong, you're here. But now it's time for you to go back. He's like, no, I'm here where I want to be. So I am here. So they get into it and they talk about how the Lena's house, one of them Chinese, one of them Japanese, and our grandfathers went to war, stuff like that. And look at us doing the same thing on a different planet. He's like, I'm not leaving. You're getting out of here because I am claiming the moon of Mars. So that's what he's doing. But while they're doing that, is that Eunice the Unbeatable? I get these mutants confused. Anyway, the little hawk-looking dude right here with the axe and shit like that. He's just like, look, somebody's on our moon. I'm going to go up there and I'm going to take him out. I don't know who it is, but I'm taking him out. So he goes flying up to the moon. Voltar, I can't remember what his name is. Feilong and Sunfire about to fight, but that's when the ex-hawk-looking dude, Vorak, the slayer of the goddess of pain, whatever like that. So he's there, and he's ready to wreck people. And Feilong's like, no, you get out of here. I'm claiming this place. This moon belongs to the humans. And he's like, okay, well, cool. Off with your head. So before he does that, Feilong jumps out of the way. Sunfire jumps out of the way. He's like, look, I got this handled. You get out of here. And then he blasts the axe, which is supposed to be like 10,000 years old. He just blasts and then like the finger gun things after that. He like, after that, he like, look, okay, get out of here. I don't want to kill you, But then that's when he gets really pissed, picked up I guess like a something, blast Sunfire, gets him out of there, and he's just like, okay, human, now it's your turn. So he's about to take out Fei Long, and Fei Long opens his mouth and like blast him to the point that there's nothing but legs left. You know, and then Sunfire like, what the hell? What did you just do? I didn't even know you had powers. Like, yeah, I'm rich, so I gave him some powers, you know. And he's just like, oh, I claim this moon of Mars. It belongs to Earthlings. And like, I guess a week later, oh yeah, he calls Storm. He like, Storm, yeah, we got a problem. You know. So then when they're doing all that, he has terraformed the Mars completely, where they like ecosystem there, they got atmosphere there, he made the gravity like it, and they have a corpse of Nightcrawler there. You know, like the X-Men always get killed all the time and shit like that. They kept one of the bodies. So yeah. And eventually they've been experimenting on it, they've just been making it better. So yeah, that's what's going on. So yeah. Yeah, so cut back to Captain Krakoa, and apparently outside of the treehouse, there's like a vigil or remembrance for Cyclops. Cyclops is dead. You know, and everybody's crying. It's like, yeah, Cyclops was my favorite X-Man, you know. So Captain Krakoa just like, oh, but I guess Cyclops saved him. So Captain Krakoa goes back into
Captain Krakoa.
Captain Krakoa is Cyclops.
I was about to say, is he going to be Cyclops?
Yeah, he's Cyclops. You knew it was coming. You knew
yeah.
it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, he just, but you know, they basically faked his death. You know.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they can't let the humans can't know that they're resurrected mutants, right? Or some shit.
Right.
Isn't
they can't,
like a rule or some shit.
Right. And I think that's what they were doing. They were like, okay, so if word gets out that Cyclops is doing whatever, then they got to fake his death. So what he does that he calls Ben Urich, because Ben Urich is about to, you know, expose.
That's right. You were like, I haven't read. I only know this shit because you're reading this shit.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So Ben Urich is about to expose the fact that he has proof, evidence that the X-Men know how to, you know, resurrect. So Cyclops is calling him like, look, I'm Scott Summers. I was a friend of Cyclops, you know, and I was just calling you on his behalf, even though he's dead. But I just want to talk to you about some photos you got. He's like, some photos I got. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm doing some other stuff right now. This Cyclops guy, yeah, I know. I saw him in the news a couple times. Never met him before. He seemed like a nice guy, but my condolences out for you. But I'll talk to you later on. I have other stuff to talk about, and that's it. So something happened where Ben Urich doesn't even remember meeting Cyclops or getting that photo, any stuff, anything like that. So basically, Cyclops did all this bullshit, faking his death for no reason. Yeah. So the book is fun. I mean, there's some good stuff to it, Drew. I give you that.
It's solid. Yeah, I'm not the biggest X-Men fan. I know that's blasphemy, but
to be fair, Eli, you read more X-Men books than I have, like in 2020.
I was, yeah. I mean, there's a few that I was reading.
You were on it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I read Inferno, and you know, I was reading Hellions and something else. I don't know.
Something got
New
canceled.
Mutants. I was reading New Mutants and
it's still yeah. So that's going on. So like I said, it's a fun book, and it is building up towards it. It's fun. But Hickman was doing something else. And Hickman book was fun also, but Hickman was doing something special we haven't seen before. This is Avengers, just with X-Men. That's all it is. It's cool. It's nice. But like I said, after Inferno, this is kind of a step down, even though it's still a good, fun book. But yeah.
It seems like we're in transitions. Like, you know, Donny Cates' Venom's over, and Al Ewing's Hulk is over, and we're kind of now Hickman's Avengers or X-Men's over. We're kind of like transitioning into a new era, so to speak.
Yeah, so we just got to see how Marvel's going to plan this out, you know. Book to end the division. I don't know, Drew. You think so, Drew? I don't know. Maybe my fingers are crossed, but you know, I'm basically like, you know, don't give me hope. You know, so if it happens, it happens. All right, so Eli, you got one more book. I know.
Okay.
No, I was just setting you up. That's all. Because like I said, this is a book that we were gonna do last week. We didn't do last week, so we're gonna do it this week. Yeah. And we just go for it. So
yeah, since
Drew, I know you already read it. Drew, I know you already reviewed it, but we didn't get a chance to. We were late to the party. So
yeah, since we did our best of last week, we didn't do any comics. So, and since this book was so dope, I wanted to talk about it. Let me get the image up. So this is Swamp Thing, Green Hell, #1, written by Jeff Lemire with Greg Monkey that how you say his name? Monkey?
Monk. I would say Monk, but I may be saying it wrong.
Monkey drawing. And it's a DC Black Label. So just look at that. It's Swamp Thing with like dismembered bodies in his tentacles or branches.
Well,
so
damn.
they're using that DC label for finally something cool for what it's
Right.
supposed to be. For some balls. They got some balls on back on the DC label or Black Label. So basically, this starts out. Now, I haven't been reading like none of the recent Swamp Thing.
I mean, I would
comics.
imagine this wouldn't tie
Yeah,
into
so
that.
I'm not sure if this has anything to do with anything that's going on in the Swamp Thing run right now. But basically,
Ram V is writing that.
yeah, this is the future. It's some dystopian future on Earth where it's covered in it's Waterworld. The world is Waterworld. Kevin Costner's Waterworld. And we start out. There's like this dude and his daughter. They're like scavenging for food. They're fishing, but they're not catching any food. They're catching a bunch of garbage in the ocean. And hey, we can keep some of this for supplies. They go back to this island that everybody, like most of humanity's on. They're villages and shit, and they're trading and bartering. There's an old man who I forget his name, but he's always talking about a lighthouse. And then these like thugs show up. It turns out, I think one of the leader of the thugs is like his brother. And there's some history about the wife that was his sister who killed herself, and they're arguing. He's like, I'm here to take some supplies. He's like, you're not supposed to take supplies till next month. We still have to eat. And then they end up getting into a fight. And then they end up leaving. Meanwhile, the Council of Trees or whatever they're called, the
Parliament of Trees. Yeah.
The Parliament of Trees, or the green. There's like the green, the red, and the rot. Yeah. So they're all having a conversation. And they're basically saying this world is fucked up. It's out of balance. This world just can't be like water and stone. We need to bring back life or something. So what we need to do, we need to create another Swamp Thing. That's basically what they decide to do. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, back on the island, a bunch of people are like, we can't let those thugs get away with this shit. We got to stop them. And they're like, we got no weapons. They're arguing about whether to fight these thug clan or whatever. So a bunch of them end up going and attacking the thugs. They're on like this oil rig, and there's a big fight. A bunch of people get killed. Their bodies fall into the ocean, and the green or the rot, and they end up becoming Swamp Things. So then it turns into Attack of the fucking Killer Swamp Things, and a bunch of Swamp Things show up on the island and start ripping people apart. It's fucking dope. The little girl ends up the dad says, hey, go with the old man. And so she goes with the old man. The old man takes her to the lighthouse. And what are we doing here? He's like, oh, I got to meet somebody. And in the lighthouse is John Constantine, old man John Constantine.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, and he's like, it's happening or whatever. The old man tells John, and he's like, okay, well, he's going to be really mad about this, but I guess I got to do it. So then he raises Alex Holland, Swamp Thing, from the dead. And of course, Alec is like, you motherfucker, you couldn't let me rest in peace and all this shit, you motherfucker. And he's like, yeah, there's shit going down here, and we're going to need you to help us fight the green. And that's where it ends.
Okay. Well, that's pretty interesting that he gets his powers from the green, but he has to fight the green. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I thought this was dope. Art is dope. It's gory and brutal. Like I said, using what the DC Black Label is supposed to be for, and like push the envelope as far as like
right now they're just using it like a Elseworld story, like just throwaway stories, just put it over here. But no, this is where it's supposed to be. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's not. Yeah, just push the vibe. I don't need to see bat dick or titties or whatever. Just give me the brutality that I can't see in the regular books. So yeah, this, like I said, this might be my early. If the series continues to be this cool, this might be on my best of list for next year. So
okay, how many issues is it going to be?
I think there's only 3, but it's a Black Label, so it's like
that's double. Yeah. So Black Label usually like three in and out, three out. Yeah. Get in and out. So
Pretty
all
good.
right. All right. So my last book I'm gonna do, and I think you're booked out. So the last book I'm going to do is Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 6.
I read this.
You
too.
said you did. Okay, you read this one
read it.
also. All right. So let me see where we're gonna go with that. Just see. Yeah, so basically how the book starts off, the last issue pretty much ended not on a cliffhanger. It pretty much ended at a pretty normal level. You know, he got into it with the king of Gomorrah and basically kind of like put the foot down. Okay, we're gonna be enemies in the road, but we'll see how it goes from there. And there's some stuff that happens at the beginning of it, basically like some human trafficking stuff that goes on at the beginning of the story. They're in Bloodhaven. That happened again, you know. Anyway. Yeah, anyway, so there's some human trafficking going on in Bloodhaven, but they just go past that. They didn't worry about it. And what you get at the beginning of the story is that Lois Lane is like, you know, just giving Batman the business, just reading the riot act, just because of what happened in the last issue. Well, the issue before that, because the Kent farm got destroyed and the Just League was supposed to be the one to make sure that didn't happen. You were like, how'd you let that happen? And Clark was gone like an hour, maybe a couple hours, and you just let him just disappear, and you just let the Kent farm get destroyed. So that's on your watch. He was like, look, I was watching the Kent farm. What happened was a little crop duster plane flew over it, and we monitored it. There was nothing on it. There was no weapons on it, anything like that. It's Smallville. Crop dust and planes fly over all the time. We didn't know they weaponized a woman to put it on there. She was like, so while they're going at it back and forth, and she's like, so where is John? So where is John? John got back from Gomorrah doing his thing, whatever like that, saving people. And he's like, I fought monsters, world conquerors, despots like that. But this is the most nervous I've ever been. Yeah. So he flies his first day. Yeah. So he flies. He like, I can do this. He's psyching himself up. I can do this. So he gets down there, and it's Jay. You know, Jay is, you know, his friend, you know. And he knocks on the door, and Jay has been holding on to his cape, you know, while he's going, you know, like a football jock, you know, when he gives him a letter to, you know, the cheerleader. So yeah, he gives him back his cape. He's like I owe you a dinner. You're like, I brought you over to my grandparents' house. Supervillains destroyed it, so I still owe you a dinner. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go get dinner, and when I come back, you pick where we eat. Anywhere in the country, I don't care. You pick. So he flies off, get his cape, and they're on top of the Daily Planet. He's like, well, did you get this? This piece is good. You get it from Italy? Like, no, I got it from New York. You're like, well, it's still good, you know. So
that's better. Yeah, New York pizza, better.
Better than Italy? I don't know.
I mean, tell you the truth, I don't know. I've never had Italian pizza from Italy, but New York pizza, you know, I'm just biased because that's where I'm from.
Okay, let me ask you: have you ate Chicago pizza?
Oh yeah, I've eaten Chicago pizza.
Chicago, New York.
I know there's that rivalry. They're two different things. I don't really, you know.
I've never had New York pizza, but I've had Chicago pizza. Chicago pizza is
deep dish. It's just deep. It's a pizza pie. It's like pizza cake.
True. You know what? Chicago has the best chicken. Harold's Chicken. And shout out to Harold's Chicken. This is not a sponsorship, but if you go to Chicago,
Chicago hot dogs are better than New York.
Okay, so there's some pros and cons. What does Mississippi have?
What does
Taco Bell chicken wings? I guess I don't know.
Yeah, because I never heard of that. I never heard of that shit up here, man.
Oh man. Anyway, back to the story. Let's get back in character. Okay. All right. So basically,
Superman's on a date. Yeah.
Yeah, Superman's on a date. Basically trying to find out why can't they? He's basically telling the story about President Bendix. That's the guy that was you know, Bendix 01 or Bendix 11. Yeah, he won. I guess he won in 11 or something like that. And he was the last president they ever had. The president before then, they kidnapped, took her off, and it was Jay's mom. He was like, I haven't seen my mom since he got elected president, you know. And then he did experiments on everybody there and turned us into weapons. And now he's doing like human trafficking experience where he's selling us to the highest bidder. That's what he's been doing the whole time. And basically, you know, Jonathan's like, look, we're going to take this. Oh, and they're holding hands. Everybody calm down. It's okay. It's 2022.
Oh, just cute.
Right. So he's like, look, don't worry, Jay. We're going to take this guy down.
It's kind of a touching moment because he's talking about how his powers are all, you know.
Right.
You know,
nobody sees me or I can, you know, but he's like,
and then he holds his hand like, aw.
I mean, it is a romantic scene. I don't care. It's a romantic scene. You can say what you want to say, but it's romantic, you know.
Hearts are popping around me. Dream Weaver.
Can you read my mind? I thought for sure they were going to do it. They're going to like fly together. Anyway, so Jay is telling him, look, I know a way we take this guy down. First thing we could do is find out how did they get Fault Line? How did they steal her from Star Labs and drop her on your grandparents' house? So we can get in there and find some evidence on that. So before they go in, Jonathan like scans the whole place. He's like, okay, don't worry, this area is clean, so you can just get in there and you can go there. So Jay, does his little ninja flip, stuff like that, jumps in, he phases through the wall, stuff like that. So he's like, I'm the best spy of all time because I can just slip in and out of everywhere. That's how I get all my information from my podcast, So he slips in there. When he gets in there, everybody's already knocked out, in the control room, supposed to have food. And he's about to get punched by Robin. Damian Wayne just faced through. He was like, hold on, what you doing? Normally when I swing at people, they get knocked out. He like, you can't hurt me. So right, and he's like, wait, calm down. I'm a friend of Jonathan Kent. He's like, no, I'm a friend of Jonathan Kent. And I'm his only friend.
Jonathan ain't got no friends.
Right, he ain't got no friend. I'm his only friend. So who the hell are you?
Being a dick as always.
Right. So then somebody opens the door and it's Lois Lane. so everybody here for Jonathan. Basically, it's like, because she's a reporter. This is what she does. So she's like, yeah, I got in here. And she doesn't recognize Jay. She's like, Jay, it's me. They're like, oh, okay, it's cool. So basically, Damien like, I already got the information. The information y'all came to get, I already got it. So they're like, let's go to the roof. Let's, talk this out, see what's going on. And they get the footage of people that were kidnapping Fault Line, take out a Star Labs. So apparently, it was like the Gamorrean ambassador where he has, access to stuff like that. So that's how he would just get in and just get her out of there, So while they're talking it out, Damien and Jonathan have a talk too. And Damien's just grinning from ear to ear. And Jonathan like, I don't like you grinning, man. This is not, it's making me nervous, uncomfortable,
That's probably my favorite moment of the book.
Yeah, because you've never seen Damien grin like that before. You're just like, look, man. All right, so other than my dad, I'm the world's greatest detective, right? And I am your best friend. So I pick up on stuff like that, right? He's like, okay, and he's like, look, I'm happy for you. That's all he said. He's like, I'm happy for you. He was like, thanks, man. You know what? And that was a touching moment right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just them. That's it. So, and even Lois like, Robert, why are you grinning like that? I don't like that. I just thought it was cool. So basically, they find information. Jay knows who everybody on that picture was. He was like, I got his itinerary. He's about to leave right now. And Lois is like, don't worry. When I put this information out in the news, he won't be back. And Jonathan's like, okay, I know what ship. So he goes to the ship, grabs those guys. He sees where they are, and he's just like, look, I know you tried to kill my grandparents, try to kill me, try to kill everybody I know, and I can't let you get away with it. So, but what he doesn't, and he can hear people in the boxes going like, help me, please. So he goes in one of the boxes, ripping up, and it's a bunch of people there. They're trafficking humans back and forth, overseas. So like, oh yeah, this ain't gonna stand. But the thing is, that ambassador has a whole bunch of super people with him. So they're hitting Jonathan, even though they can't hurt him. He's trying to make sure they don't hurt the people behind him, like in the boxes. So he just does some super breath, blow them away, get them out of there, Oh, and then he got another guy. He was early in the book also. He got like hypnosis power, like sleep. He's about to take him out. But Jonathan's able to like get away from him before he like can really unleash all his powers on him. So he grabs the ambassador, grabs the box with all the human traffic people, and he flies them to, I guess, Bloodhaven, back to Bloodhaven or whatever. But then he takes the other guy up to space. Well, not to space, like the top of the atmosphere where he can still breathe. He's like, that shit you pulled was on Batman's watch, right? So you just pissed off Batman. So good luck with that. So I know he's going to get all the information out of you. He's going to get the information. I just have one question.
You've made barely controlled anger in a bat suit even angrier.
So he takes the ambassador to Jay, and he's just like, Jay, he has some information about the president. He's like, what? He beat a puppy with an orphan seal or something? What did he do? He's like, no, not that president. The president before him. Your mom. She's still alive. You're like, ooh, okay. So then that's what's going on. And basically just like, look, I thought I had Superman. I hit him with everything I had, but he was a little more powerful than I thought. He's like, don't worry about it. What I throw at him, he wouldn't be able to handle this. And he showed all these superpower beings that he's manufacturing. And the next issue is going to be called The Rising or some stuff like that. So anyway, Bendix is ready for him. Like I said, Bendix is a is a image creation. I think it's from Wildstorm or the Authority or something like that. So he's bad news. So, like I said, I'm still enjoying the book, still liking it. I hope people aren't weirded out by the relationship. It's just a relationship. It's cool. However,
Yeah,
Eli,
and it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I might want to say one thing that may be a little controversial in this though.
Whoa.
What if, and I always thought this in the last issue, what if Jay is honeypotting Jonathan?
Oh shit.
Well, I mean, he's a dude, so it's honey dicking, but yeah, you know. But that they can't do that because this relationship is making news, it's making headway. So if you flip it on your head, because it basically seems like in the news right now, that anytime you have like a LGBT relationship, it has to be like a, honest, heart of gold relationship. You can't have it where it's deception going stuff like that. It makes it look bad. You might be sending the wrong message. So you can't have,
I'm
Jay
just saying
honeypotting him.
like that would be fucked up, and it would like definitely make for an interesting story.
It would make for an interesting story, but they're not going to go there, right? Because there would be an interesting story. Oh, I was just seducing you.
No, if it happened, I'd feel heartbroken for Jonathan. I'm just saying
it would. It would, because let's say, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like if it was a girl, or let's say it was a female, like Catwoman, like a version of Catwoman, something like that. We already know that's where the story was going. She's just using him. She just, using him to get what she wants. But we know Jay isn't going to go down that road. But why is he trusting Jay so easily? I understand he has feelings for him like that, but why is he trusting this guy like that? So but we know that's not where the story is going to go. But I think if it did go that way, it'd be an interesting story.
If it was a Tarantino flick, yeah, it would go there.
That's exactly how we're going to go. But we know it's not going to go that way. So
no, what I was going to say is like I like not. Maybe I shouldn't say this.
Say it.
Well, I'm like it's not the point of the story. Like, yes, Superman is in this, relationship with this other kid, and it's not in your face and wishy-washy, and they're not like, that's not the point of the book. It just happens to be the reality, and there's still a lot of other, he's still doing Superman shit. It's just, he just happens to be gay, and that's, I think it's a good balance. It's like, that's not the attraction of the book. You know what I mean?
Right.
That it's still at the core, it's still a Superman story. It's still a superhero story.
Yeah, I mean, but the romance is there. It's a romance.
It is, yeah. Like I said, there was some very touching, wishy-washy moments. It's not my thing. Like I've never seen The Notebook. That's just, I'm not into that shit.
Awesome movie. You see
it? Never seen The Lake House or or any of that shit. But yeah, I mean, I can see it. Yeah, it was touching. There's some romantic moments, but it's not wishy-washy and corny, and it's not the point of it. This isn't a romance book. It's still a superhero book.
I mean, because the thing is, they're still getting to know each other. So we basically witnessed them on their first date.
Yeah.
Going
and the awkwardness that's going along with it. It's cool.
Yes,
I'm
so I know.
Yeah,
I know everybody's flipping out about this. All the the right wing YouTubers out there just flipping out. Woke this and whatever. It's not that big a deal.
It's reality. It's reality. Yeah. It's always been there. It's nothing new. They just couldn't say it because y'all were being dicks and shit about it.
Right.
Now they're not hiding anymore. That's the thing. They're not hiding anymore.
Hell, Jonathan isn't even human. So whatever he does is in a species anyway. So. Oh man. Are we booked out? Are we good?
I'm booked out. I mean, I read Shang-Chi, but I
was going to, but when I read like the first couple pages and I saw they were going down the MCU road, I was like, you know what? Never mind.
Well, yeah, that's all it is. It's basically his mom telling.
They're doing all kind of retcons, and then
how they went to that magic land that's in the movie, and how how she met his dad, and that's all it is.
I'm like, I've seen it. I've seen the movie. I'm good. So, all right. So and you know what? I was gonna do a review. I actually read Peacemaker from the 1988 miniseries.
Oh shit!
I was gonna review it, but it sucked, so I'm not going to. So
well, there's your review.
There's your review. It sucked. But I tell you what I will do. I will give you a recap of issue 1 through 4, so you don't have to read that bullshit. I'm gonna hit you the highlight notes, and I'll make a whole presentation of it While we're talking about the
on
talking about the
DCU
show.
or what?
Yeah, like universe, DC universe, whatever. So
Yeah, let me. I'll
unlimited.
I'll prepare. I'll do some homework.
It's rough. It's gonna be tough to get through. I'm telling you. It's only 4 issues. That shit took me forever to read.
Well, if we're gonna review the show, I want to be one of those. Well, you know.
Well, but the thing is, that's what I'm saying. When I read the book, I feel like none of this stuff is gonna make it. None of this stuff's gonna be on the show.
Show?
The show. I because there's no way. There is no way. But if it happens, just try to read it, Eli, and you'll see. Try to make it through the first issue if you can.
All right.
Yeah, it's
at least
tough.
the first issue.
At least the first issue. You're gonna take you forever to get past that first issue. But yeah, follow all the other podcasts we have. Like I said, we got This Geeks in Comics. They go on right before us. Eli, we gotta show up on that one day.
Yeah, he keeps sending me the link, and like I'm always busy when he does.
I'll be honest with you. I probably would have did it today, but the fact it's like our 3rd podcast, like 7 days. I was like, I'm podcast out, man. I need to refuel or something like that, re-energize. But until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bully time, same bully channel.
Hold up and analyze. Come on, get some. Listen close as I prove my point. We do our thing, son. Hold up and analyze. Come on, get some. Listen close as I prove my point. Ready to make an entrance, so back on up. No comparison, we more solid than they are. Me and Hit Boy, they say we like the new Gangstar. Me and Flacco, they say we the new wave guards. Shout to Max B, he could be home any day, God. Wake up out the bed, scruffy sparking my J. Shine my nickel plated, then I'm starting my day. My old lady called me baby, told her part in my age. 12 shells in the gauge, like a carton of eggs. We on home like every carbon chromosomes on my conscience. Here's some niggas talking nonsense, call them nasty Nostradamus. Rock the pearls and diamonds, break your promise, break your wallets, break a heart and break a pocket. Take your notes like guidance counselors. The cracks like the chancellor, the answer to the panhandlers. The corners with the mans is up, the jig is up, the scams is up. Yeah, they hands is up, looking in the crowd, yeah. Trying to fuck the world, but my pants still uninvested to all my G's before we rest in peace. Before we rest in peace. The rest is set, the record set as soon as I release. The room the streets, I roam the streets with no security. They know a nigga overseas. Kinda swag that's passed from your mom and dad. Prada bags, and we cheesing on them Calvin ads. Mighty peep the billboards 50 feet when out in traffic. Staring at a nigga picture, shit, you bound to crash. No comparison, we more solid than they are. Me and Hit Boy, they say we like the new Gangstar. Me and Flacco, they say we the new wave guards. Shout to Max B, he could be home any day, God. Hold up and analyze. ASAP Mob got mass appeal. Come on, get some. Call the nasty nines, niggas hit the lick like. Wake up out the bed, wrap my do-rag up. Say a prayer, I'm thanking God that Mom Dukes had us. Monotone style like Guru on Supremo cuts. Crew-neck by McQueen go nuts. Jewels over my white hoodie like Juvie and 9-8. It's movies that I make, Peruvian white flake. It taught the community at a high rate. Adversity I face, I roll my own gas to make sure that it's not laced. Damn, I used to hit the block hoping they see me. Watching video music box, sitting close to the TV. I was inspired by Houdini and Cool G. Got my first pair of J's, thought I was 2-3. Invest in all my G's before we rest in peace, cause we sure to rest in peace. My shorty is a piece of mind, a dime piece. I might buy you a piece of property. You might have had some joints, but ain't nothing like me and Rocky seen. No comparison, we more solid than they are. Me and Hit Boy, they say we like the new Gangstar. Me and Flacco, they say we the new wave guards. Shout to Max B, he could be home any day, God. Come on, get some. ASAP Mob got mass appeal.